What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be reacting to this Ace Nate video where he's reacting to another video. I was trying to find the original video so I could make a video on it, but I can't find it, and so I'm just gonna react to his reacting. um, but I like this guy. I like this guy Ace Nate. He makes a lot of sense. He's really got an understanding of what's going on out there, and I like his responses to this. So I'm gonna let this play for a little bit, and then I'm going to respond.
Seem to dislike it just as much. And from what I see, that comes down to like two main reasons. So, number one, it actually takes effort. You know, they have to swipe, and they have.
He's talking about how women dislike dating apps, how they have it more easier than men, but they like it just as much as men, even though they've got an abundance of options, which is a really good assessment. It's a really good observation. It's very true. Women hate dating apps just as much as men, if not more, even though they've got way more options, and it's because it kills romance, I guess, and it turns them into just products, which the truth is that's what they've turned themselves into. You know, female nature sells itself. It uses sex to gain, you know, through their hypergamy, through the motivation of their hypergamy, they use sex to get the highest value man. That's their nature. That's what hypergamy is, right? It's a bartering of sex. So it makes sense why women wouldn't like it, because it doesn't make them special. A woman wants to be special, and she's not. And that's what's funny about these women, is that they think they're special, but they're not. And they're all used good. Well, not all of them, but they're many of them are used goods. And this woman in this video has a kid, so she's high baggage. She's older, you know, or she's 25, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether she's 25 or whether she's 30, or, you know, she's hit her epiphany stage. Some women hit it early, and when you have a kid, you hit your epiphany stage early, meaning, oh, I can't go be a hoe anymore. I've got to change my life. And they hate it, and it sucks, because they were lied to by feminism, and they were told by feminism that they could go sow their wild oats and there'd be no consequences, and that's a complete lie, right? So a lot of women hit the epiphany stage when they have a child, and because they've got to wake up. Or I've said this before, they might get an STD, or they might get their heart broken or something. Something is, you know, when you hit the epiphany stage, something has caused that. If everything's going great for you, you're sleeping around, you're dating around, and it's all good, you won't hit your epiphany stage until way later, right? Because the epiphany stage, in my opinion, mostly is brought about by a circumstance. And sometimes that circumstance is just aging. When women age, they, you know, they realize, oh, you know, I can't barter anymore with sex, because guys aren't looking for me, you know, guys aren't coming for me the same way they used to. They're not looking for me like they used to. And that's part of an epiphany stage. But if it doesn't have to always be a total 180, it doesn't have to be a turnaround. They might hit the epiphany stage and still play around. It depends on a lot of things. I think it has a lot to do with their looks, really. If a woman is really attractive, she'll stay in that hookup phase till way later in life. That's what I've noticed, is that a woman, if she's very, very attractive, she'll continue to hook up, she'll continue to sleep around until she's 30, 35, sometimes 40, 45. I've seen it. It happens. But a lot of times the epiphany stage is brought about because they realize they can't continue to do what they're doing. They have to change. So let's keep watching.
Have to get involved. It's not a passive meeting. They're being active. And for most women, that's not preferable. And that's why, in order for them to find...
Right, because there's a romance that is attached to a guy approaching you in real life. It's gutsy, it's ballsy, it's sexy, it's romantic when a guy approaches a woman in real life. So dating apps just totally kill that, right? It's just this meat market. It's just this prescribed thing that you sign up for. It's like shopping for love, you know, and it cheapens the whole thing. So I actually commend women on that, because I think a lot of women aren't even that romantic, you know. It makes sense, but it's also tied to their hypergamy. It's tied to their solipsism, I should say. It's tied to their solipsism because they want to be special. That's what romance is all about. Oh, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. It's narcissism. A lot of romance is narcissism. It's just narcissism in disguise, right? Oh, he's so, he thinks I'm the most, women don't like to feel cheap, right? They don't like to feel cheap unless they do, right? Unless it has to do with sex, and it has to do with the women like to feel degraded in sex for some reason. When it comes to hooking up, they like to feel degraded. I don't know why, whatever. I mean, I guess I can see the market for that, but it's a fetish, I guess. But but when we're talking about romance, they want to feel special. They don't want to feel cheap. They don't want to feel like they're just another number. They're just a commodity. They're just a product. The irony of that is no one commodifies women more than women. I think men always want to make women feel special. Or I think that, let me rephrase that. I think when it comes to love, when a man wants to love a woman, he wants to make her feel special. If a guy just wants to sleep with a woman, then it's a different story. Then he's saying whatever he can to sleep with her. But when it comes to love and romance, yes, the guy wants to make the woman feel special. So if she's looking for love and romance after she's hit her epiphany stage, she doesn't want to be degraded anymore. She doesn't want to be choked and beaten and called names. I shouldn't say beaten, but I mean, when women are in, having sex, they like it rough, or they like to be degraded. It's a weird thing. I don't know, man. Not saying every woman likes that, but it's a thing, man, right? It's a fetish. So that's gone. That's out the window. Now they want to feel special. So a dating site, of course, is just going to make them feel, oh, I'm just a product, or I'm just an option. That's a lot of what it is. It's the solipsism aspect. They don't want to just be another option. They know if they go on a dating site, they're just another option. The guys have other options, and they don't like that. They want to corner the market. There's something about female hypergamy that wants to corner the market. I'm special. I'm the most pretty girl. Like, no, you're not. I could throw a rock in any direction and hit a pretty girl. You're not pretty. Or excuse me, you're not the most pretty girl. You're not so unique. You're just every girl's pretty. Like, or not every girl, but you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of pretty girls out there. And they don't like that. They don't like that competition. They want to feel, it's solipsism, it's narcissism, but it's their nature. It's crazy.
Find it worthwhile on these apps, they become extremely picky and only entertain interacting with a very small percentage of men. And then number two,
which is that's just hypergamy. Like, it's just, dating apps they're just a scientific method of proving that women are hypergamous. That's all it is. It's just theory and application of how women choose men. It's perfectly on display. Like, they're not choosing most of the guys. 80-90% of the guys they're rejecting, only the top 10%. It's like, there you go. That proves women are hypergamous. That proves that female nature is extremely picky, and that proves that that's why women are unhappy, because they think they deserve the best guy. And when we show this girl, she's basically, in my opinion, she's about a 3.5, maybe 4 out of 10. I don't think she's attractive really at all. I'm not saying she's ugly. She's in shape and she's healthy, but she's not even that attractive. And she's out here complaining like she deserves the prince of a country or something. It's really bizarre. It's just hypergamy. It's how selfish, deluded they are, delusional they are.
It really ruins like the fairy tale story of how they met. Dating apps just don't feed that kind of romantic fantasy women grew up with. The idea of meeting a man in some unexpected, hands-off, organic, kind of movie-worthy moment. And that's why you see so many women reacting to dating apps like this.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want.
She said guys are so lucky. That's so funny. What she means is the top 10% of guys are so lucky, because she doesn't give a crap about the rest of us. Women do not care about average men. They don't care if average men walk off a cliff. They don't want average men to exist. They hate it. They don't like breathing the same air as us. They think we're all predators. They think we all just want to sleep with them. They look at us like we're chattel. They look at us like we're a nuisance, like we're unwanted. You know, it's disgusting. And then they claim that, like, oh yeah, we really care about men. Feminism is about equality. It's like, fuck off. You're liars. You're liars. You know, you're just lying. You don't care about men. You don't like men. The only men you like are the top 10%. You want the hottest guy with the biggest package, with the best body, with the most wealth. Those are the men who you view as men. That's why, you know, a woman will say, I need a real man. That's what she's talking about. She's talking about the 10%. All the rest of the guys, she doesn't want. And the sooner that guys understand that, the sooner the guys learn that, then the less pain guys will have. Once you understand that their standards are insane and that they don't care about us as a species, the happier you'll be. Because I spent many years being blue-pilled, wondering what was wrong with me, you know, sad, depressed because I couldn't get a girl, you know, and I learned that they're just fucked up. They're just messed up. There's something wrong with them. It's not normal. It's not, you know, and, you know, I've thought a lot about this. It's like, I guess it has to be this way, because if women were normal, life wouldn't be so hard. Life is hard for a reason, you know. It's hard because it's a cold world. It shows you how cold the world is, how unloving the world is, you know. And that's a good thing. The reason why it's a good thing is because it's the truth. You're not being fooled into thinking that this world is nice and it's all flowers and roses, because it ain't. It ain't, you know. And the reason why that's a good thing is because it shows that we need God. You know, and when you read the Bible, it's like, this world's going to end. It's headed, that's the trajectory. It's going to end. And that's a good thing, because this is a shitty world, and that's the truth. That's the absolute straight up truth. Anybody who tells you any different is out of touch with reality. Okay, it's a hard world, and it's hard for people, and it's especially hard for men. And what's crazy is this woman is so delusional, she's so mentally ill, that she's complaining about having privilege. This is like a woman complaining that she has an abundance of food, but she just doesn't have the right type of food that she likes or something. It's like, lady, there's people who don't have food. You get what I'm saying? There's men out here who can't get a date. You have a child and you still have plentiful options. I guarantee it. There's plenty of guys in her inbox, and she's complaining because the guys who are in her inbox are not the 10 out of 10 chads. That's why she's mad. She's mad because she can't get the guys, the top tier men that she wants. That's why she's mad. Period. That's why women are always mad. That's why they're mad. That's why they don't like men. Because the top 10 out of 10 guy is not going to commit to them. If they did, they'd be happy as hell. They would have no problem. They wouldn't be out there raging and feminists and this. That's all feminism is rage against the top 10% of men. Because there's no such thing as a patriarchy. There's just average dudes trying to feed their families. That's it. When women say the patriarchy, they're talking about the top 10% of men that use them as sex toys and discard them. And that's the type of men they choose. But the reason why they're mad is because those type of guys don't want to settle down with them. Because they're not hot enough. Because they don't have a good character, or they're not smart, or, you know, guys are deeper than just boobs and titties and ass. Guys are cheaper than that, or deeper than that. Not to say that we don't want those things. Yeah, you know, nice pair of tits, nice pair of ass. Sign me up, right? I'm a guy, and just like girls want to see a guy with hot abs and defined shoulders and a big member, it's the same thing. It's just that women have this thing attached to all that. They want the money too. They want the status. They want the lifestyle, and they're trying to use men to get it. That's the difference, man.
I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this.
See, listen to the little clues in what she's saying. I don't want a roster. What she means by that is I can get a lot of guys to sleep around with. I can get that. But I don't want that. I want my number one. I want this romantic thing. I want this beautiful guy who comes and sweeps me off my feet. And what she's really mad about is that she's not attractive enough to get that. That's why she's mad. That's why she's mad. She's mad because, gosh darn it, I can get all these average guys, but I don't want the average guy. I want the fairy tale love. I want the super hot guy, the super wealthy guy. I want the Prince Charming to come sweep me off my feet. And it ain't going to happen, lady. It ain't going to happen because you're a 4 out of 10 on your best day. You're a 4 out of 10 on your best day. All right? You don't have a good personality and you have a child. Okay? You're not an amiable, kind person. Obviously, you got a bad attitude. You don't have any good humanity. You're not loving. You don't care about men, obviously. Guys can see right through you. Guys aren't stupid. Women think guys are stupid, and that's I love it. It's hilarious. I love it. I always love it. It's like women think guys are stupid, and they got another thing coming. Guys aren't stupid at all. Sorry. You're getting played because guys aren't stupid. If guys were stupid, they'd actually date you. If guys were stupid, they'd put a ring on your finger. You don't have a ring on your finger because guys aren't stupid. Because we can see right through your crap. You got a kid, you hit your epiphany phase, you're an ex-ho, and you're a 4 out of 10. Sorry. No. Stay mad.
Hookup culture, I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice.
I don't like the hookup culture. Oh, then why do you got a kid? Oh, okay. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you were married. You're 25. When you were 21, you got married. You had a kid. You got a divorce because he cheated on you. I'll give you the best case scenario. He cheated on you. You got a divorce. Does that mean men are the ones who started hookup culture? No. Women did it. If a woman said the only way you can get this pussy, the only way you can sleep with me is if you put a ring on my finger, we'd have a marriage culture. Think about that. If women only slept with guys they were married to and they were virgins and they didn't sleep with the guy before he put a ring on her finger, we would have a marriage culture, not a hookup culture. Because guys will do what women want to do. Because guys will follow the pussy. Guys will follow sex. Guys will do whatever. And here's the thing too. Guys want love. When I say guys will follow the sex, it doesn't mean they don't want love. It doesn't mean all they want is sex. Guys want love too. So it's a win-win. We want the sex, but we want love too. Let's find the love first. It doesn't have to do with money. It doesn't have to do with my hypergamy. I just want to find the real love. And then the sex will follow. It's a win-win. We'd have a marriage culture. The reason why there's a hookup culture is because women want that. That's what women want. Women are the ones who propagate hookup culture. Have you ever gone and read what feminists talk about? The feminist rhetoric? It's hookup culture. Who's the ones who implemented hookup culture? Feminists. My body, my choice. I can go be a slut if I want to. I'm a proud slut. Let's go to the slut walk. That's you. Don't get mad at men. Yeah, we want sex. We like tits and ass. Sure. All right, you want to give me some free sex? I'll take it. Fine. But I don't love you because I don't like hoes. That's what they're mad about. They're mad that we don't want to put a ring on a hoe's finger. That's what they're mad about. That we don't want to put a ring on a hoe who doesn't have a good personality, who's mean, who's not amiable, who's selfish, who's got some other dude's kid. She's mad because we don't want to put a ring on her finger. Well, you earned it. Congratulations. You wanted to go be a feminist? You thought all men are incels? I guarantee you this woman was calling men incels when we were saying, hey, don't go be a hoe. Don't go be a feminist. And she was calling us names. Yo, you're a misogynist. You're an incel. Well, karma's come home to roost. Karma's biting you in the butt, isn't it, lady? Enjoy it. Enjoy your karma. You earned it.
Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s.
That's right. Women are realizing, they're waking up and they're saying, oops. Guys want youth. Guys want Purity. Guys want young women. That's right. We did. Or that's right, we do, and we did when we were young. But guess what? We got curved. We got rejected because we didn't make enough money, because we weren't bad boy enough, and you went out and you slept with the motorcycle dude. You went out and you slept with the bad boy. You slept with the jock. You slept with the guy who was an actor, and we're not actors. And you slept with the guy who was on the sports ball team, and we're not sports ball team players. We're just regular Joes, and you didn't want us. You didn't want us. But now what? Now you got your karma, because the dude, the actor guy, and the bad boy, and the motorcycle dude, and the sports ball player, they got options. They don't need to choose you. Very simple. Very simple economics. Very simple mathematics, right? Cause and effect. They don't need you. You want the guy that all the other women want? Well, congratulations. You're part of a harem. You're going to be used and discarded. He's not going to put a ring on your finger. He's not going to be romantic with you. The average Joe would have. But you think that's disgusting because you think, oh, this guy's in scarcity mode. He doesn't have any options. So that's unattractive to me, because I want, I'm all about pre-selection. I want the guy that all the other women want. Okay, go chase that, and you get what you get, right? Now you're yelling. Now you're sitting in a car yelling at a computer screen that the 10 out of 10 Chad didn't put a ring on your finger. Well, cry about it. I love it. I love it. Your tears sustain me.
And live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury.
Not you anymore, because now you got somebody else's kid. Some women have that opportunity. It's not a luxury, it's an opportunity. Some women have that opportunity to live a normal life and to get married and to be a family woman. But they chose to go be a hoe. They bought into feminism. Well, sorry, ladies. Sorry.
I was sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out. So 10 years down the line, I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy. Like, I want...
Yes, so did a lot of men that you rejected. So did all the men who were in your inbox that you ignored. Right? While you were chasing the bad boy. Oh, but now it's a problem because you're selfish, because you don't really care about men. You don't care about all those men you rejected. You just want them to die, right? Because their seed isn't desirable genetically, because they just weren't born attractive enough, because as if that was in their power or something, as if this dark evil world, is supposed to bow down to them, and they just go out and be rich, beautiful, attractive models. This is what women expect. It's like, no, we live in reality. The reality is it's hard to make money. The reality is it's hard to be successful, and not everyone's going to make it. They call it the 1% for a reason, right? Because it's unique. Not everybody's going to be a rich, famous, hot model Chad. Sorry, lady. That's reality. But your evil nature, which you think you're some kind of queen, and you're not. You're a human being. We're not animals. This isn't survival of the fittest. This isn't Darwin shit. This isn't those lies. This isn't the animal kingdom where the lion goes and fights to the death to win the woman. Like, we're human beings. We've got sentiments. We've got emotions. We've got self-esteems. We feel like we matter, and we do matter. Every guy out there who's single and lonely matters. He deserves love, because everybody deserves love. Because that's called egalitarianism. That's called humanity. That's called love and caring for people. But women aren't. They don't love humanity. They don't care. They're not egalitarian. They're solipsistic. They're selfish. Here's a selfish little entitled brat yelling at men because they won't choose her. Disgusting. You're a disgusting human being, and you deserve to be single. And what's funny is she probably won't be single. What's sad about this whole thing is probably in a year or 2 years, some simp is going to come along, and she's going to settle for him, and he's going to put a ring on it, and he's going to jump through her hoops, because that's what happens. So this is what happens after the epiphany phase, when women realize they can't get that romance, they can't get the Richard Gere and Pretty Woman to come and be a Captain Save-A-Ho and put a ring on her finger and sweep her off her feet and buy her $1 million mansion, right? When she can't get that guy, then she's gonna settle for docile Joe, who's got a steady job, who's gonna accept her baggage, who's gonna raise some other man's seed, who's gonna raise some other man's kid, who's just beta enough to make her feel like she's better than him, and he'll just constantly grovel and put her on a pedestal for the rest of his life, and she'll just take that as a consolation prize, and she'll go out and she'll probably cheat on him on the side because she doesn't respect him and she doesn't really love him because she's a horrible person. Because this is what we see all the time with these little entitled brats, these little worthless women who nobody taught them how to love a man, nobody taught them how to be moral or have a good character. They're just these entitled little products of feminism. Disgusting.
All of these things, but people don't want that nowadays. It feels like no matter, it's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like, it's
that's what women wanted. That's what you chose. That's the world that women wanted to live in. Oh, you didn't want to get married when you were young? Oh, you wanted to go play the field? Well, go join Tinder.
disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder, and it's like, I hated it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine going through like clothing. That's what it feels like. And it's like, I don't want that. And I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Women are the ones who commoditize themselves. Women are the ones who put a price tag on love. Women are the ones who like all the options. Men don't want to just be an option. I want to be special to some woman, for sure. But I'm an option. That's how women treat men. So you're a hypocrite, lady, because that's how you treat men. You treat us like we're an option, and you commoditize yourself by putting a price tag on sex. Whenever a woman says, I won't date no broke man, she's commoditizing herself. She's saying, I'm a product to be bought. I'm a prostitute. Whenever a woman says, I don't want to date some dude who lives at home with his mother, okay, that's your standard, that's your preference, that's your choice, fine. But guess what? You're putting a price tag on sex. You're prostituting yourself. That's what you're doing. Oh, he's got to have, you go out and you watch these street interviews, you go on YouTube or whatever, you watch these street interviews and they're interviewing women and they're saying, how much money should a man make in order to date you? And like every little girl who's like 19 and like, dumb and in college, $500,000 a year, couple million. It's like, okay, well, you're a prostitute. You're the one who created that culture.
I don't want to be a part of that at all.
To be 25 years old and already a single mom, it's likely she participated in the hookup culture she's so angry with. Like, I really doubt she was married when she had that child, I doubt she's a widow. I doubt she's even divorced. More likely, there was never a marriage in the first place. And it's like, honestly, at least she didn't abort the kid, which is what most women do nowadays when they get pregnant young. I don't know how old her daughter is, but when it comes to...
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. I like this guy, Ace Nate. I like him. He makes a lot of sense. That's a good point, man. A lot of these women out here who don't have kids, who are single, they've probably aborted 5 or 10 kids already. Who knows? Guys need to think about that. You need to think about that. Just because she doesn't have a kid doesn't mean she hasn't killed kids. Doesn't mean she hasn't had a bunch of abortions, man. Seriously, you need to think about that. Would you want to marry or date a woman who would kill your child and not think twice about it and have no conscience about it? That's disgusting. I wouldn't. I don't want to. I would really never want to date a woman or love a woman who was able to terminate the life of her child. Could never do it. I just it's disgusting to me. It's like, what type of human being are you? Couldn't do it. That's a good point, man.
Hookup culture, this was introduced and pushed by women. It's like,
Exactly.
yes, some men benefit from it, right? But before hookup culture, there was marriage culture.
Yep.
And, that cultural shift is exactly what feminists aim to accomplish, and they did.
Yep.
Feminism came in and labeled traditional nuclear families as oppressive.
Exactly.
And so the new idea kind of became, let's give women complete control over their reproductive system. Let's put them on birth control. Let's give them access to abortions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get them in the workforce. Let's get them voting. Essentially, let's liberate them from the family dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then, that's where the sexual revolution comes in.
Bingo.
Women were told that, they could and should sleep around freely.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything went wrong, birth control had their back. And if that failed, abortion, that was the safety net.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all sold to women as, that is freedom.
Right.
This is liberation.
Exactly.
And now we're at a point even where, I made a video the other day, major outlets like Vogue are publishing articles that tell women having a boyfriend is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And that article used words like heteronormative.
Yeah, and who's writing these articles? Who are the people who's putting this stuff out? I'll give you 3 guesses. Certain tribe of people, and they got long noses. Right? It's social engineering, man. You could say, oh, you're racist, you're whatever, you call me names, but it's a fact. Who runs the media? When you learn that, you'll learn who's pumping all this bullshit information into people's heads. What group of people run the media? When you learn that, you'll learn a great truth about the real world we live in. You'll understand what social you might begin to understand what social engineering is. You might begin to understand who put the bee in these women's bonnets, who put the battery in their back to go do all this stuff. It's by design, man. It's by design.
And call commitment outdated, even labeling it Republican. And of course, who's writing this? It's a woman.
Right.
And that article is supported by other women.
Right.
Directed at more women.
Right. Exactly.
So, when women like her come out...
so women are creating their own misery. And again, it's a certain tribe of women, right? Go look up who started second wave feminism, right? What tribe of people were behind that, okay? And then I would say first wave feminism, too, is part of the occult. Feminism is satanic in its nature. It's a cult. It's from the occult. Anytime you say a woman anytime you demonize masculinity, I mean, that's from Satan, and you say, oh, marriage is oppressive. I mean, that's a lie from Satan. That's a bold-faced lie from Satan. And yet women are dumb enough to buy into it, right? But it's other women. It's not men. So women are complaining about something that they've done. They championed it. They accepted it. Whether it's from Satan and these tribe of people, whatever, they still accepted it. They could have rejected it. Just like Eve could have rejected the apple. She didn't. She ate the apple. And it's the same freaking thing. That's what feminism is. That's all it is. It's just a destruction of the family unit. It's an attack on men. It's an attack on the God-instituted concept of marriage. It's from God. Marriage is from God. It's to safeguard morality. It's to safeguard the child. It's to safeguard love. Marriage is a godly inspiration. And yet you've got these disgusting, satanic, evil feminists who come along and say, oh, marriage is oppressive to women. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
And they start condemning hookup culture. I want to ask, how far are you willing to go with that? Who introduced this culture? Where did it come from?
Right.
How about you denounce that?
Right.
Name its creator and
There you
condemn
go.
it for other women to hear.
Bingo. Bingo. I'm going to end there. I like this guy, Ace Nate. that this is good material right here. That's a perfect point. Perfect point. Couldn't be better articulated. When are women going to stop telling other women to go ruin themselves? Again, whether it's from a certain tribe of people or whether it's from Satan or whatever, I'll say it for a million times. I believe it is. All the evidence is there. But again, when are women going to stop accepting it? When are women going to stop poisoning other women? When are they going to start admitting and take accountability that, hey, we've done this to ourselves. We've propagated this culture, and we need to stop. Warn other women. Make a change that way. Change society. Change the way this downward spiral is going by taking accountability. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Until women take accountability for their behavior, nothing will ever change. Until women own up to the role that they've played in all of this, nothing will ever change. It'll be the same stuff over and over again. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Appreciate it. Peace.